What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Yesterday was an insane stream. I go to sleep, I wake up, and maximum gold is fully freaking spoiled. I'm so excited, and there's very few things different versus that original spoiler that came out when it comes to what got confirmed. Remember, only like 72 cards were confirmed, quote-unquote confirmed at that time, and then we get into a set that is 160 plus cards deep. Well, Ghost Mortar and Moonlit Chill is missing. I don't think too much else is missing, so people might be going after that one early. Let's go ahead and get into it and then say what I think. But I do want to say vendors are spending $16.5 on this $30 MSRP product, and you only get 8 maximum golds per pack, and then I think like around 20 gold letter rares. I'd have to look to confirm, but each pack should have 5. So yeah, like 20 of those. It's over $1 per card total, but realistically, I feel like vendors are paying about $2 on the maximum gold rares and then having a pile of gold letter rares, but those cards are very, very good and also could go up over time. So I would be buying singles sooner than later when this hits. My thoughts aside, let's get into the spoiler, starting with Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Red Eyes. These are no slouches, the classic ace monsters. I've seen so many people in the comment sections preparing themselves for this one. They were promos in the OCG. You would get one of the random 3 with a field center that looked very, very nice, and those cards went up a ton over time. They are going crazy, so there are definitely things that maybe even the OCG will be looking to us to maybe buy. The alternate art Stratos, a lot of people are wondering about. I don't think he'll stretch over $5 personally. We have Infernity Mirage, new art Droll and Lockbird that's also very hype. I feel like Droll and Lockbird will be considered a higher rarity than its ultra and super rare. It might be cheaper at first, but I think over time it'll be the second most expensive Droll and Lockbird. We get the alter art for Tour Guide again, really bleeding value out of Dual Overload and the purpose of it. Artifact Lancia kind of killing through as well as we see the other alter art Ghost Girls follow with, you have Ghost Ogre, you have Cherries, you have Ash, you have Bell, all of them. So really just destroying the value of Dude. It was a failed set to Konami a bit, so it's been sitting on shelves. It didn't even need to get rewaved, and here we are already replacing the purpose of it a bit. Dark Destroyer looks amazing. Miscellaneous Source, people are talking ban list. Alistair's alter art, his pants are baggy to me. Everyone says it looks real cool. It reminds me of my high school jeans, man. That's what it reminds me of. You get both Arts of Chaos Dragon Levianir also, so the first reprint of the original art outside the ultimate rare. This is good looks. Phantasme gets an alter. People feel here and there about it. It's just good to have so many printings of Phantasme, although that reprint was so good. Let's do it again. He's been reprinted a couple times now. Nibiru is cool to see because the Megatons were getting so expensive for their promos, right? Like the 2019 Megatons. Then we got no promos in 2020. Konami's been reprinting the promos faster than ever, though. 2018 got reprinted earlier in the year with Entombed Chaos, so seeing the 2019 promos come forward and more of the 2018 promos in here, kind of wild. All the humanoid dragon mates, not all of them really, but a lot of them. You see parlors in here as well as nurse and kitchen. People have been waiting for cheaper versions of these. I don't know how those will settle out versus the looks. I feel like they might get overhyped pretty quick. Eldritch is probably the chase card of the set. I think he's going to be, and I don't know that we're going to get a $30 card, a card worth the MSRP with how thin you're going to be pulling. You're only pulling 8 total maximum gold rares per pack. So that's a $30 pack. I'm wondering what both the Eldritch and Imperm will actually be at. People have been asking me about Harpy's Feather Duster versus pre-sales. It's at 14. That seems pretty good. With these being $2 a card-ish versus the pulls, I think Harpy's Feather Duster might be around 8 to 10, but we'll have to wait and see. Anti-Magic Arrows is nice to see. Polymerization, Monster Reborn, Rhoda, classics that will age well over time. Super Polymerization, right after the Ultimate Rare was super weird also. Forbidden Chalice, Rank Up Magic the 7th one, Cosmo Town, Solemn Judgment, Imperm. I like the Gaia in here. So I was like saying in stream there's no wasted space, and they're like, what about the Gaia, John? Well, Japan got this special Starlight version of it in their core set that's worth $1,000+. We didn't get anything like that. We got the new Gaia in Starlight Rare, and it's a collector's item to them, whereas We get a little nod to that here. So I feel like it's more of a OCG product nod rather than wasted space. Personally, baby making her way in here. She's like a $5-6 card now. This should help it be even cheaper. The Dragon Maid Fusion into Herald, Stardust, and Stardust Charge Warrior if you're listening off your phone. Metal Marcher into Pleiades, Xyz Rebellion, Cyber Dragon and its alternate art, Utopia the Lightning, Beatrice, which people say actually doesn't look that good. I'll have to see it in person. Dryden and Chakanine, super welcome. Kagari and her alternate art, a new alter art for Borload. We've got Rusty Bard, indeed, the kind of pre-ban list talks, and then Apollosa with her new art. Going over quicker the gold letter rares, Foolish Burial and Foolish Burial Goods. We've actually not had a Foolish Burial Goods reprint for, I think, since 2018 now, after all the memes, and it was starting to trek up in price. It's good to get something that will sink it back to budget. This is a really amazing card that should be accessible to everybody, and then I think that's extra foolish. We see some of the Phantom Beasts coming as rares that have been a little bit Pogu hype. We see Madolce Hoot Cake, and then Chateau, and I think that's Knights, but I'm not sure. Some of the newer and older, are those newer Fire Fist? I think they might be older. Like, that's Coyote, and then you get the one that locks down back rows. Murmillo, you get, so people were like, oh, why do the Trap Tricks get in Gold Series again? These are gold letter rares. They're going to be a lot different than the premium gold rares or whatever they came in. So you get multiple, including Mantis. You get Mistake, it looks like, and then I do think there might be a little wasted space here. Shared the Ride and Mistaken Arrest are great cards, and then you get the other Sangan card mixed in. You get Dristan for the Noble Knights and some other older Noble Knights along the way. We get Gravekeeper cards, we get Domain, and then you get into what actually kind of hinted Monarchs off the ban list, off the old spoiler. We had this conversation. I didn't notice it until the conversation happened in the comments section, that the Monarchs Erupt kind of gave a nod to pantheism, like unironically. And then some other odds and ends like the Mirror Forces, Takum Tomborg. These are all really good cards, like, for the most part. Utopia Beyond, DD Warrior Lady. You can look at the screen and see the rest for yourself. I'm just going to go a little quicker so I can get to my thoughts towards the end of the video. All the barrier statues are here. That's pretty cool. Scrap Recycler, Grapha, Planet Pathfinder's been seeing a lot more play by the degenerates for Mystic Mine, but also for the Numeron Network. Wolfbark is a funny one. That used to be a $60 card back in the day. Nimble Angler, you get Cyber Dragon Core. White Prince, perfect timing with the new Skull Servant that boosted up their prices. Eater of Millions, Stone of the Ancients, or no, that's the other one, the legendary, the Blue Eyes card right between them. Buffalo, Lady Debugs, super welcome. Mage Power was funny because we have a guy in the streams named Mage Power. You get into more spells here with Machine Dupe. It always goes up in price, it feels like. Terraforming, Trade-In, so many good pulls in the lower range. Magical Meltdown, Set Rotation getting a little bit of a mid-upgrade. I think it already has a super rare. Lost World and Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave was the weird one. Both OCG and TCG hit it, and then it still ended up in here. Deprisoned for past formats. Heck yeah, baby. A lot of people, why isn't it Dimensional Barrier? Dude, let us boomers have a moment. Trickstar Reincarnation was kind of a surprise to see in here, and a pricey card at the time. There can only be one getting printed again, so there can only be many reprints. Link Rebo, super welcome in this position. It started to go back up for all copies. Draco Sack, it's a little weird. It got a super rare somewhat recently in history. Totally awesome. And Transcode Talker seeing its way in the end here. I'm really glad how Konami approached this set. There is not a lot of wasted space. There's only a couple of those, well, why is that here? And we're going to look through some other reprint sets to see why I think it's going to line up different than anything we've seen. But the closest is Dual Saga because it was also $15. Well, it was $15. That's our next March reprint set. But it had these new rarities that aged very well over time, where Gold Series is $30. Now, since gold is $30, you have double the price, but you just compare it to two prices of Dual Saga. This started out poor, then went well. I think gold has a lot more hype behind it, but it will still get mass opened because of that as a reprint set, and then I think parts of it will age well after. Now, we can also compare it to Kaiba Collection, a $30 MSRP product that had 2 different rarities, but it's not the same because everything's foil in here, ultra or secret, and then ultras had short prints here, so that's a little bit different of a situation than gold letter rare versus super shiny foil technology everybody's hunting. I don't think it's a one-for-one comparison either. I think it's its own beast. So when we're looking at these past examples that people have brought forward, you can take some lessons of history from it, but I think it's still going to play out very different over a long period of time, because when people are looking at this, they are wondering, what do I pick up stacks of for a long term? What am I penny stonking? What am I going for? What will get really good margins? Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, look at this Blue Eyes, he's up over time indeed too for the Ultra Rare. These are the cards that I think will actually be more hyped than people think they initially will be. You have the chase cards, and then there's a lot of different cards that people are going to want over time that will find their way into formats and get hyped because all these cards are so freaking good. Thanks for watching today's video. What do you think of the full Maximum Gold spoiler? I'm a huge fan of this set. I really think Konami did well. The only thing missing is imports for a gold set. Usually that's the standard, right? We get a good amount of imports. They were really lacking on this one. It's all reprints. So I feel like Konami went all out with it. What's our March reprint set going to look like? Since all the sets before, like Battles of Legend, the Megatons, they kind of jobbed to Gold Series, right? So how is the prices going to fall out? And then how will they go long term? I think there's a lot of stonks in here, and you got your decisions to go ahead and make. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. I'm gonna go eat lunch now, and I hope you all have a great day.